Hey, what's going on, family and friends? I hope you're all doing well. Now that I've settled down after my trip to Las Vegas for the week for the Bitcoin conference and the XRP Las Vegas conference, I want to give a quick recap of my time while attending the Bitcoin conference 2025. It was by far the largest conference I've ever been to. It felt like walking through 10 Costco's. It was easy to get lost or at least lose your friends at the conference. There were hundreds of booths, dozens of interesting and engaging fireside chats, as well as a whole bunch of entertainment. The people watching was incredible. First off, I have to say thanks to the team at Merlin, not just for the opportunity to wear their jerseys at the conference, but for the quality conversations as well. Countless of people came up to me asking if Merlin was the marketing team covering the conference. There were about 20 people at the conference representing the Merlin brand. Merlin isn't just a phenomenal team, they've built a beautiful application that connects all your Web3 wallets into one seamless crypto tracking dashboard to conveniently monitor all your crypto from one platform. They've also built AI-empowered exit strategy tools. Check them out at merlincrypto.com or by clicking my referral link below. Now, while attending the conference, we heard from the 43rd Treasurer of the United States, who also sits on the board of the fintech company Ripple Labs. Her name's Rosie Rios, who also doubled down on the importance of a sound and regulated digital asset industry, reconfirming that the train has left the proverbial station years ago.
First of all, I think for us, I actually led the Future of Money initiative starting in 2012. And back then the fear was Google Wallet was going to take everything over and everything's going to have to shut down, no more currency, no more coins. And I think what people have to realize is that consumer behavior is very, very hard to change unless there's a shock to the system. Well, the pandemic really provided that shock to the system in terms of what needs to change. You're going to hear me say a lot, the train has left the station. So,
We heard from the Vice President, Vance, echo President Trump's sentiment around his strategic Bitcoin reserve.
And I think this conference, this movement of people is where the future of cryptocurrency in this great country gets decided. So let's start by making one thing abundantly clear. That future is going to be decided by the people, by you, not by unelected bureaucrats. And I'm here today to say loud and clear, with President Trump, crypto finally has a champion and an ally in the White House.
That conference room was packed from wall to wall, and the security detail was extremely tight. Only 14,000 of the 40,000 attendees at the Bitcoin conference were allowed in that room. Thankfully, I made the cut and got a great seat directly in front of the stage. We also witnessed the government official of Pakistan confirm their strategic Bitcoin reserve as well, paving the way for mass adoption for digital asset technology worldwide.
Today is a very historic day because today I will announce that the Pakistani government is setting up their own government-led Bitcoin strategic reserve.
This is just one of the many dominoes to fall. The Trump brothers also made an appearance. They spoke on their family's colorful history, being debanked by the system.
And by the way, the antis can no longer deny what's happening out there. I mean, every single day you had CNBC that was shitting on all of us and everything that we believed in. Now all of a sudden they're embracing it for the first time. I mean, isn't that a really beautiful thing? You had Jim Cramer going out there and saying that Bitcoin was going to go to zero before it was going to go to 200,000, and now all of a sudden, inverse Cramer, baby, inverse Cramer. Now all of a sudden they're kind of biting their tongues.
Everyone was on the edge of their seats if they had them, and these two were not backing down. They are absolutely bullish on blockchain.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, guys. Thank you. What about XRP?
You bet I asked the Trump bros what they thought about XRP. However, no bites. Not yet. One of my favorite conversations was with Peter Schiff in front of his booth at the Bitcoin conference. He was very much anti-Bitcoin, understanding he's a gold bug.
I mean, they should make all the Bitcoin stuff orange, not gold, because they're trying to, represent it as digital gold, but it's not digital gold. It's digital risk, but it's really the opposite of gold.
What are your thoughts when people say that, it could be used as collateral?
Collateral for what? I mean, I know that there are people that are lending against Bitcoin, but I think those are very risky loans because Bitcoin could collapse at any minute. And in fact, if it does start to fall and the lenders want to sell the collateral to protect themselves, then it could really crash. Yeah. I think it's horrible collateral.
Well, let's switch gears to
your domain, precious metals, gold. It's so funny though, while there's this big trend of, or mainstream media is pushing out Bitcoin, silently central banks are acquiring more gold than ever.
Yeah. Foreign central banks are not buying Bitcoin. I mean, people think Bitcoin is the future. Well, if that's the case, why are these central banks who are preparing for a future post-US dollar reserve currency, why are they buying gold and not Bitcoin?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so for me, I am not only buying or investing in digital assets, but I'm also investing in gold through new alternative channels. There's these new and emerging transactional gold platforms or institutions that are leveraging gold as an asset-backed currency. What are your thoughts on these trends?
Well, gold's money. It's not a currency. Currencies could be backed by real money, which would be gold. You have fiat currencies that are backed by nothing. But gold is great as money. And we have a lot of our clients that shift gold who buy gold as a store of value. But if you want to use gold as a medium of exchange and as a unit of account, I think utilizing the technology we have now, including blockchain, you could tokenize gold, which is something that I'll be doing eventually myself. Other people have already done it. There's just not a lot of demand for it yet. But you could tokenize gold, or you could put gold, on a platform and use the internet where people can easily effect transactions in gold. People can buy and sell goods and services, pay in gold, get paid in gold. But you can do that cheaper and faster than with Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin is very uneconomical to actually use as a payment mechanism. But gold works perfectly for payments, better than fiat. And so I think the future of blockchain, if it has a future in payments, is when it's married to gold, not when you're using it for these worthless tokens like Bitcoin.
I watched him eat a Bitcoin maxi alive. He asked the maxi, "What are you stacking? Stacking sats? That's stupid. There's nothing to stack. You can't stack sats like you could stack gold bars. Now at least you're stacking something," he said. Also, I brushed elbows with the CIO of Block Rewards out of Canada. These guys created the first investment product allowing their customers to direct deposit their paychecks into a Bitcoin benefits plan, kind of like a 401k, but only investing in Bitcoin. Do you mind sharing with the audience or give a pitch on what Block Rewards is, John?
Yeah, Block Rewards is a corporate compensation in Bitcoin. So we're starting with our first product is the Bitcoin savings plan, which is essentially modeled like a health benefit. But like a sort of a typical savings plan.
It's almost like Block Rewards is in a way a 401k plan, but geared specifically for Bitcoin. What are your thoughts?
Yep, that's right. Yeah, exactly. It's something where companies that want to give their employees benefits can sign up, and it's just a great option for people if they want to save in Bitcoin. So that's what we're starting with. We're signing up companies who want their employers to get part of their paycheck in Bitcoin. And then we're going to move into rewards and other forms of corporate compensation.
Is this really wonderful times? Because with like for instance, the stablecoin players that are coming to the fold, I saw or read on LinkedIn actually yesterday that there's a potential for even employees to earn their paychecks in stablecoins. What are your thoughts on that? Stablecoins versus Bitcoin?
Yeah, I mean, so I think that the way the regulation works is you need to pay people in quote unquote US dollars. And so stablecoins matches that sort of does that. Essentially, when you get paid in Bitcoin, you get transferred US dollars and then converted into Bitcoin. So the US dollar is, got to be part of the payroll workflow. And but I mean, more power to stablecoins, the better. Tether's going to be on on Lightning, so you can get your US dollar stablecoin or your Lightning sats. It's going to be amazing in the future.
Last question for you, John. What is your crypto exit strategy, sir?
I'm a hodler. I just hold. I mean, if it zooms up, I might have a nice renovation or something like that. But other than that, I'm just holding.
Other cool people I met at the conference included Economic Ninja. The guy has more energy than me, and that's saying something. I had a blast talking to him about his approach as an entrepreneur and as being a digital asset investor.
When you have core protocols that are true proven winners like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Digibyte, there's XRP, right? And everyone's chasing a bunch of tokens, which I like the tokens, but it seems like a lot of these are gonna fail. And that's one thing that's concerning to me. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of hype, but there's a lot of people that are brand new and they haven't gotten wrecked during a downturn.
Yeah, you're right. Jack Mahler was also a very nice young man for being a Bitcoin maxi and for being a gentleman that stood around my height or a little shorter. Regardless, his confidence made him stand taller than any man in that room. And I asked him about his approach to public speaking. It was a short and sweet conversation, very much well received since I didn't bring up XRP. Other than that, the conference was very productive. There were so many other leaders, visionaries, and politicians to name, and way too many thought-provoking conversations to address. I could be here for hours. But at the end of the day, there's no doubt that this industry is here to stay. It's not only scaling vertically, but horizontally as well. And walking through the enormous Bitcoin mining rigs was something that stood out to me as well. That's really where I see Bitcoin thriving. It's purpose-built for the decentralization of power. Drop these massive mining rigs next to renewable energy sources, attach a Starlink, and boom, you're instantly mining and instantly participating in the global Bitcoin network. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I'm off to Singapore for the Ripple-hosted XRPL Apex conference. I'll do my very best to provide you with real-time updates from overseas. Now, with that being said, thank you all for tuning in today. Have a great rest of your day and week. Love you mucho.